A right hand would have landed on anyone, even if they had a 5-month training camp. The heavyweight division shows you that a fight could change.
He's a professional fighter. I don't care whether Jake Paul's a professional fighter now at a certain level. He's not even a Southern area level. He got beat by Tommy Fury. He's going to get...
I do think he's crazy. I think he's got absolutely no chance. I think he's going to get smashed to pieces.
Anthony Joshua isn't just speaking. He's exposing Jake Paul for what he truly is, a lightweight trying to masquerade in a heavyweight world. When AJ talks, it isn't noise. It's a warning. One misstep from Paul, and he'll learn instantly how massive the gap is between social media hype and genuine heavyweight power. There's no bravado in Joshua's message, just the calm, chilling confidence of a man.
Well, entertained us on social media and entertained us in the ring as well. What a man. Credit to him.
When you look back, it's been about 8 years since your fight.
Yeah.
Is it 7 or 8 years since your fight with him?
I'm not too sure.
But man who has lived at the top of the sport. AJ makes it clear, he'll face anyone, anywhere, but he never underestimates an opponent. And this time, his focus is laser sharp. Jake Paul isn't walking into just another fight. He's walking straight into a masterclass in discipline, strength, and elite ring IQ.
Of a late replacement. But then it's like, that's just the mind thinking that, and then it's like, stay professional, stay focused, do your film study, and don't take the guy lightly.
Eddie Hearn has reinforced the seriousness behind Joshua's preparation. AJ isn't treating Paul like a circus act or sideshow attraction. Every training session is executed with the precision of a world-class champion. While Paul fuels his image through bravado and online antics, Joshua is studying film.
Where Jake Paul is competitive in the fight, let alone win the fight. But luckily, AJ's not preparing in a way that he just thinks it's a joke. He's preparing for Jake Paul like he's a world title contender.
Sharpening tactics and refining his combinations. In a contest with a former unified heavyweight champion, hype doesn't matter. Skill does. Power does. Experience does. And Paul is outmatched in all three. Duke McKenzie has highlighted the evolution in Joshua's arsenal.
A good bit, the right choice for AJ. For, of course, this Jake Paul fight, but more so for future fights, Tyson Fury fight going forward, which we might get next year.
It's a great opportunity. It's a great chart. It's a great choice. You know, listen.
A tighter jab, cleaner footwork, and improved timing have made AJ more dangerous than ever. Jake Paul has never faced anyone remotely close to this level of physicality or technical mastery. Every adjustment AJ makes widens the gap. Every improvement increases the danger. Paul will be stepping into a ring with a heavyweight who is not only strong...
It's what he's ready to do. He could have buried his head in the sand. He could have just gone away and gone on holiday. He didn't. He wants to start training. He wants to improve. He wants to get in a position...
Stronger than him, but smarter, quicker, and far more unpredictable. Hearn continues to emphasize how relentless Joshua's camp has been. Paul may bring confidence, but confidence evaporates the moment technique, strategy, and elite conditioning collide with reality. Joshua is preparing each round with intention.
They can't, can it? Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. So if it goes any other way... Yeah.
Planning every punch with purpose. Paul will find out quickly that fighting a former world champion isn't about flash. It's about fundamentals, discipline, and ring-tested instinct. John Fury hasn't minced words either. The physical mismatch alone puts Paul at a severe disadvantage. Joshua's power, size, and experience.
In a fighter, I'm going to be putting pressure on you even when you're not punching. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with that type of pressure.
Experience make this an uphill battle from the opening bell. Paul has never shared the ring with a real heavyweight, let alone one of AJ's caliber. The difference in strength, speed, and ring knowledge will be obvious and dangerous. Fury believes Paul is stepping into something far beyond his depth. Joshua's presence itself is a weapon. Even before the first punch is thrown, AJ controls the space, using pressure, angles, and his sheer physicality to dictate the pace. Paul won't be able to execute a clean strategy because Joshua won't give him the time or distance. It's a vivid reminder of...
It's a dangerous fight. Of course, it's a dangerous fight, but I'm not here to be there selling their show. I've got no interest in the fighters from that perspective. I just think that he is a licensed boxer. He trains. He knows what he's getting involved with. He's not an idiot, and he knows what he's going to be up against. But he must believe in himself to do it.
Of the separation between elite heavyweights and fighters still finding their footing. Frank Warren describes the matchup as a modern David versus Goliath story, but without the fairy tale twist. Joshua is a seasoned, world-class heavyweight with championship pedigree. Jake Paul is a social media star entering a world he has not yet earned the right to compete in. Training isn't enough. A boxing license isn't enough. Belief isn't enough. Against someone with Joshua's timing, footwork, and destructive power, Paul is relying almost entirely on hope. And hope doesn't win heavyweight fights. Paul has been
sneaky knockout punches coming. Lots of great work to the body. People underestimate my
hyping his sneaky power and underrated skills, but Joshua has mastered the art of reading opponents and shutting down their strengths. Paul's jab, body shots, and flashy combinations will mean little when he's dealing with AJ's reach, precision, and championship-level patience. Overconfidence could make Paul reckless. And against Joshua, one mistake could end the fight instantly. Fans might underestimate AJ's ability to punish errors, but Paul will feel it the moment he slips up. Dave Allen has pointed out one of the most glaring disadvantages: pure size. Heavyweight boxing isn't simply about hitting hard.
I'm not sure, really. Jake Paul's a cruiserweight, isn't he? Not even that. He won't be anywhere near as big as partner of mine, Anthony Josh.
It's about absorbing shots, controlling range, and surviving the moments where everything goes wrong. Paul is effectively a much smaller man stepping into a division built for giants. His power will feel muted. Joshua's will feel earth-shaking. And that imbalance isn't something training can erase. Derek Chisora paints a blunt picture. This fight will be quick, explosive, and entirely one-sided. Joshua doesn't need extra rounds to show dominance. Paul lacks the stamina, the experience, and the ring awareness required to navigate the danger that a true heavyweight champion creates. If Na knew...
I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony as I listen. I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's going to be having a go at you because you can't go past 5 rounds with this kid. He has to go past 1 round or 2 rounds. Past beyond 4 or 5 rounds, people are going to be doubting you as a fighter himself. So he has to smoke him out like what he did Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia in 1 round.
An elite MMA powerhouse was dismantled early. Paul has little chance of lasting long. Fans will witness a masterclass in how a seasoned champion systematically destroys an overmatched opponent. Johnny Nelson sums it up with ruthless clarity. Jake Paul is not at the level required to challenge Anthony Joshua. Paul is at best a domestic-level fighter with a massive online following. Joshua is a 2-time heavyweight champion operating at 245 pounds of refined power, technique, and experience. The comparison is absurd. Paul's past opponents, smaller men, aging veterans, or limited boxers, cannot prepare him for the brutality and precision.
Have 6'6" guys rolling their heads, wearing black shorts, and Mike Tyson was a generational
of a real heavyweight on fight night. This isn't a competitive fight. It's a showcase of the difference between social media boxing and elite heavyweight greatness. This matchup is a high-risk spectacle for a novice fighter, a mismatch poised to expose every weakness the moment the first punch lands. Duke McKenzie puts it plainly. Jake Paul is stepping into the ring with an 18-stone elite athlete without a shred of true heavyweight experience. He has never faced top-tier heavyweights, never absorbed their power, never dealt with their speed, and never navigated their technical mastery. Against Anthony Joshua, that inexperience becomes dangerous.
In hospital, all the money in the world is not going to put his health back together again. So you really got to take a good look at this fight and say to yourself, is it worth it? It would appear that, some boxers want to take that risk.
Joshua's size, reach, and championship pedigree create a gap too wide for Paul to bridge. The mismatch isn't just physical, it's mental, technical, and tactical. Every shot Joshua throws will carry a level of force Paul has never had to withstand. This fight isn't a competition so much as a lesson in why experience, preparation, and elite pedigree always overpower hype and celebrity bravado. Tunny Jeff acknowledges the excitement Jake Paul brings with his power, but reality is far less forgiving. Anthony Joshua's resume speaks for itself. Olympic gold medalist, multiple-time world champion, and a heavyweight who has dismantled elite fighters. Paul's knockout dreams are built on marketing, not merit. AJ's precision, timing, and finishing instinct make...
By knockout, you would think I'm absolutely crazy, right? But the thing is, it can happen. 10-ounce gloves, heavyweight, Jake Paul can punch hard. But do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not, mate. Anthony Joshua is an absolute beast, an unbelievable, highly skilled, highly trained, highly experienced professional boxer with power in both hands, and he's really good at finishing.
Paul's hopes unrealistic. Even with 10-ounce gloves, supposedly giving Paul an advantage, he lacks the defensive awareness and ring IQ needed to survive even the first meaningful exchange. Joshua's power isn't just raw strength, it's calculated destruction. One error from Paul could end the fight instantly. This bout will serve as a textbook reminder that elite heavyweight experience obliterates hype-driven confidence every time. David Benavidez highlights a simple truth. This is a monumental mismatch. Joshua has competed against Olympic-level opponents, world champions, and true heavyweights with elite skill sets. Paul has not. The dismantling of Ngannou showed what happens when an inexperienced fighter meets Joshua's precision and power.
Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him. But
Paul has no history against real heavyweights, no proven adaptability, and no defensive structure capable of handling AJ's pressure. Joshua's Olympic pedigree, world championship experience, and knockout capability make this a scenario far beyond Paul's reach. Fans hoping for an upset will likely leave disappointed. This isn't a contest. It's a masterclass in dominance and a brutal exposure of Paul's limitations. Carl Froch is even more direct. This fight is a one-sided affair waiting to unfold. Even if Joshua has passed his absolute peak, he still possesses the timing, accuracy, and explosiveness to end this fight in moments. Paul's lack of experience, especially his loss to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight,
It's a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury, for crying out loud.
Reveals his vulnerabilities. Against Joshua, those flaws become fatal. AJ's command of range, his sharp jab, and his devastating 1-2 combination make him an almost untouchable threat. Paul's confidence will evaporate as soon as he feels genuine heavyweight power. This is not a battle between equals. It is an exhibition of elite dominance against a fighter who has not earned his place on this stage. Fans will watch Jake Paul confront the harshest reality of his boxing career. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul is more than a hyped event. It's a clear portrait of heavyweight supremacy versus fame-fueled bravado. Joshua, an Olympic gold medalist and two-time world champion, brings a level of skill, intelligence, and power that Paul has never encountered. Every expert, every trainer, and every former champion echoes the same sentiment. Paul is stepping into an arena he is not prepared for. From Paul's lack of heavyweight opponents to his struggles against lesser fighters, the contrast is overwhelming.